Hello everyone. Today we'll see about the virtual assistant from Google. That's a Google Assistant. So we'll see what is Google Assistant, what you can do with Google Assistant, and how to create an action for the Google Assistant. First, we'll see about what is Google Assistant. So Google Assistant is an artificially intelligence-powered virtual assistant which was developed by Google on 2016. So it's primarily available on Google mobile phone and smart home devices. So it has been written in C++. So it supports the platforms like Android, Google Nest, Android TV, Chrome OS, smart speakers, headphones, smart displays, Google Allo, iOS, Ubuntu, and Raspberry Pi. So even it supports the operating systems like Android, Chrome OS, iOS, KaiOS, and Linux. So it supports multiple languages like English, Arabic, Chinese, and even in Indian regional languages like Bengali, Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, etc. So what you can do with Google Assistant? Earlier with the mobile apps, we'll be opening the apps to perform some tasks. So instead of opening or doing a multiple clicks, we can use our voice to do the task easier. For example, if you want to send a text message to a friend, instead of going the message app and typing the text and sending, you can use your voice to send a message to your friend. Similarly, you can set reminders, you can turn on the battery saver, and you can look at the emails. You can plan for the day, like you can check the flight status, you can book a reservation, you can get answers, or you can play games with assistant. You can, if you're using a car with a Google Assistant powered means, you can like navigate, like to find out the nearest petrol pumps. Instead of opening maps, you can use the Google Assistant to find out the nearest petrol pumps. And even for the entertainment, like you can check when the film will be get started, and you can find out the routes for the coffee shop. And even you can control your home devices like smart bulbs, so you can control it using your Google Assistant. So where you can find Google Assistant? So Google Assistant is available in these platforms, like it's been available on your phone, on your smart speakers, on your watch, on your car. So even for the Indian users, if you're having the car OS, like that's the Geo phone, so you can use the Geo. If you're having a Geo phone, means you can use the Google Assistant. So these are the places you can find Google Assistant. So if you want to create an action for Google Assistant, so what you want to do? So yeah, you can build up. You can help your users to get things by integrating your content or the services with Google Assistant. Suppose if you're a YouTuber and if you're having a cooking channel, if you want to give instructions for the users each time instead of making a pause or a play button, so you can write up the you can write the dialogues in Google Assistant, so which will help the users to like scroll down instead of scrolling. They can use their voice to look at the things. Similarly, what are the ways to build on? So there are four ways to build Google Assistant. Suppose if you are having a mobile app, you can extend that mobile app through Google Assistant. So for example, if you're having a runner application, so you, instead of opening the app and setting up a task means, instead of setting a task from mobile app, you can use your voice and you can set a task. So similarly, you can build a two-way conversational dialogues, as well as you can use your web contents like interactive canvas. You can create a games using interactive canvas, as well as you can create smart home devices like you can control your smart home devices. Like suppose if you're having a Philips Hue bulb or a smart fans, you can control those devices using by creating the actions using Google Assistant. So now the question will be like how do I start to create an action? So for that, we will go to the developers.google.com/assistant, or you can just type like Google Assistant Developers Console like this. So you could see the first page. So you just click it on. So here you can see the console. So we'll see about this thing now. Yeah. Once you clicked on the developers console, so you can see an option like this, like the list of projects being available. So if you're a new user, you can see an empty option here, like click new projects to add new projects. So Suppose if you have developed something like if you have developed any actions, you can see all the list of projects you've been created and in what channel it has been deployed. So whether it is available in production or it's in alpha testing or it's in a beta testing, or so those things we can see it out. And when it has been modified, those details we can see it on. So we'll first click on the new project. So we'll give a name like COVID tracker. So that's the project name. And so here you can choose the language in which the action will be created. So for now we'll be choosing English. So there are other options like Hindi, Italian, Japanese being available. So for now we'll choose English and we'll choose the country as India. So earlier in the video it said like so it supports regional languages like Google Assistant supports regional languages like Tamil, Telugu, and Malayalam. So as of now, you cannot able to develop any actions using Tamil or Malayalam. Like so, the user can speak in Tamil or Malayalam languages, but uh, we cannot have the we cannot able to develop any actions using those regional languages. I hope those languages will be available soon in the action. So it's in a beta stage, I think so. Like once the project has been created, you'll be seeing an option like what kind of an action you want to build, like whether you want to build an action for your smartphone, or you want to create a game, or you want to create a custom action. So for now we'll be choosing the custom action. So once that option has been chosen, you can see some of the options like you want to create with a blank project, or you want to create an user template, interactive canvas template for the game, or you want to use that firestore template which stores the data in firestore. You want to use the conversational components. You want to simply create an hello world application. So for now we'll choose the blank project. So now it starts building. Now what happens is like in the background the project will be created in the Google GCP console. That's a Google Cloud Console. So the project name which we are having is like a COVID tracker. Yeah, we'll see whether the name is available here or not. I will choose the project with tracker and see the option like the COVID tracker action which we have created in the Google Assistant console being available here. So we'll see in depth about this later. So as of now, you can see some of the options like whatever the cloud function you create will be available in the resource section. And if you're having any errors with your cloud function, will be available here. So we'll have a look at these things later. So we'll focus on here. Like so, once the action has been created, you can see the options like three things. Like one is a quick setup, build your action, and get ready for the deployment. The quick setup is the invoking how the your action should be get invoked. The build your action is like here we'll be creating our action, like how we can write the conversation, and once all the building is completed we'll be deploying those actions. So now we'll see the first option like how the action should be invoked. So here we can give how our action should be called off. Suppose if you're having an n number of actions in Google Assistant, and if you want to make a call to your action, so we'll give a unique name for our action. So whenever the user calls his name, so the action will be get invoked. So this is also called as a main invocation. So if you click here, so you can see how the action has been get called. So there are some female voices being available. So you can choose which voice you want, and then you can start building action. So we'll see the later parts like how what's the scene, intents, and types in the next video. Thank you.